I love cheesy puffs, you love cheesy puffs. If we're getting cheesy puffs, we'd be lame. I'm talking Night Court in its 5th season, lame.
Good evening, America. I am Sarah Palin, and this is the Neocon Strategy Room. On this show, we will explore the ongoing co-opting of the Tea Party movement by both myself and other fake conservatives, as well as the individual efforts of our various shills, now seeking to bring about the end of the American middle class, either by getting Barack Obama re-elected, or by putting a Republican version of him in office, to continue destroying the economy and the dollar. One of the most important things that we as neocons must do is to draw distinctions between ourselves and others claiming to be part of the Tea Party movement. For the purpose of keeping things simple, we shall separate those claiming to be Tea Party followers into two distinct groups, consisting of those who share our neocon values, and the various Ron Paul supporting vermin out there, trying to bring back constitutional government. And to make it simpler still, since I have heard that some neocons out there are actually dumber than me, I shall refer to the Paltards as Tea Partiers, to signify their actual adherence to the values of the original Sons of Liberty, and to the fascist neocon contingent as Teabaggers, to signify our filthy slavishness to tyranny. Now that we are familiar with the terms, we will now go through the 5 principal differences between these two groups. First, if you have no problem devaluing the American dollar, either through reactionary foreign policy, slightly more moderate versions of socialist domestic programs, or think that the Federal Reserve Bank can do anything it likes, so long as it can fool you into thinking that it is necessary, and yet claim to love the Constitution, you are a teabagger. But if you actually believe in the Constitution, have any level of skepticism towards the Federal Reserve, and want your money to be worth more than toilet paper, you are a Tea Partier. Second, if you think that warrantless wiretaps and searches, perpetual imprisonment without knowing what you are charged with, secret military courts, torture, under the guise of enhanced interrogation techniques of course, and federalizing all state governments, under the influence of Homeland Security, are good things and necessary because of the 9/11 attacks, yet claim to love the Constitution, you are a teabagger. But if you have any grasp of the 4th and 10th Amendments to the Constitution, question the logic of torturing people, holding trials in secret, or indefinite imprisonment without charge, you are a Tea Partier. Third, if you think that unbalanced budgets are only a bad thing if Democrats are in power, and that the Federal Reserve inflating currency to make up for the budget shortfall are good, but you claim to care about the well-being of the middle class, you are a teabagger. But if you want a balanced budget, regardless of who holds power, and you support a rigorous standard-based currency to keep inflation in check, so that the middle class will not lose their shirts and houses, you are a Tea Partier. Fourth, if you think that the Iraq War, the continuing war in Afghanistan, and future undeclared and endless wars, based on the broader war on terror, are needed to keep America from being destroyed by a bunch of cave-dwelling Muslims, and if you think that liberal and authoritarian presidents like Woodrow Wilson and Franklin Roosevelt were great for using war to advance corrupt global ideologies, yet claim to love liberty, you are a teabagger. But if you believe that any war fought should have a specific goal and have a congressional declaration, and if you believe that only a bloodthirsty idiot would glorify a president for presiding over the deaths of tens or hundreds of thousands of Americans, you are a Tea Partier. And fifth, if you think that anyone who has questions about the official story of 9/11, has doubts about the idea of having a centralized cartel of bankers controlling our economy, or has questions regarding the military-industrial complex and our current imperialistic tendencies, should be imprisoned as being dangerous or traitors, yet claim to love America for its freedom and greatness, you are a teabagger. But if you truly believe that the First Amendment applies to all opinions, and that even if you don't agree with the views of some of your fellow countrymen, you will support their right to share them, you are a Tea Partier. This concludes our show for this evening, fellow neocons. I Sarah Palin, am proud to lead the teabagging infiltrators of the Tea Party movement, and have thus endorsed Rick Perry, that land-grabbing liar, for governor of Texas, because a teabagger always supports their own kind. Join us again next time for another installment of the Neocon Strategy Room.